Hello and welcome to This Week in ELA. Normally I'm going to have a video for every day, but this week was a little bit crazy. We had STAR test, we had various things that aren't really in need of me giving you step-by-step instruction. But what I am going to go through in this video is the entire week. So I'm going to start by just clicking on first period class. The other classes, periods 4, 5, and 6, are very similar. The only day that I'm really not going to talk much about is Thursday, and that's because the lessons that were given on Thursday in periods 1 and 6 will be lessons for periods 4 and 5 next week, and that was because of the STAR testing. Next week we will have math testing, STAR math testing. So let's just look at the module for the week. And if we do that, you'll notice that if I scroll to the top of my modules, I have closed by using this arrow week 1 so that I don't have to look through all of that. And at the end of this week, I can do the same thing and make all of the week disappear like that. If we look at Monday, the 14th, we can see that there was a class participation check, formerly known as attendance check. That's the very first thing you need to do. There is a map, and then there was a long walk to water chart. I'm going to click on the agenda. One of the things I showed you earlier with the agendas is that if you, I can move myself out of the way, click Immersive Reader, you will be able to hear the agenda being read to you. Okay, so that's one of the things you can do if you're absent, is the very first thing, you go to the day that you missed and you click Immersive Reader. And for all my daily videos, that's how I'm going to start the lesson. So let's start that, and you just click the green button.
Agenda for day number 3, September 14th, 2020. ELA agenda for Monday, September 14th. Attendance check. Go to modules and complete today's attendance check. If you didn't complete last week's attendance checks for ELA, go to week number 1 and complete them now. Don't forget to do today's attendance check. Go Guardian. I am using Go Guardian to monitor all my classes. Mr. M. Learning target for today. I will review key elements of last week, make sure I'm signed up for Edpuzzle, and participate in an Edpuzzle Live, and look at a map related to the novel A Long Walk to Water, and complete an I Notice / I Wonder chart. 1. Review of key elements of last week. 1. Make sure you complete the daily attendance check. 2. Your mics and chats are for classroom-related responses, and not for personal comments unrelated to class. 3. If you are absent, you can find a video version of the online class on Edpuzzle. This is not a replacement for the work on the module page, but instead a guideline to what you need to do.
And often instruction
4.
will be
All
there.
work from current week is due by the next Wednesday, so all work from week number 1 is due by the end of the day on this Wednesday. 1. Edpuzzle. 1. If you haven't already signed up, do so now by going to the home page on Canvas and clicking the Edpuzzle link, or by going to https://edpuzzle.com and using your class's code to join. 1. First period Forage Edge. 2. Fourth period Fudsup. 3. Fifth period Gajikni.
Those are some funny names.
4. Sixth period in Lushu. If you have already joined the class, go to the class and wait to start video on Sudan. We will be doing an Edpuzzle Live. 1. Edpuzzle Live. Interesting facts about South Sudan. 1. The map. 1. Go to modules and open map in week 2. 1. Take a moment and look at the map. 2. Now, open the map I Notice / I Wonder chart and individually work to complete the chart by writing 2 sentences about things you notice and 2 sentences about things you wonder about. An example of each is given. Read them, and then write your own. 3. Breakout room. Share your charts. 4. Class discussion. After we share some responses, Feel free to submit your chart if you have completed it. 2. Class wrap up and look forward.
Okay, so that's the agenda for Monday, 9/14/2020. If we just look at a few things that are important there and scroll down to Edpuzzle, you need to make sure that you go to edpuzzle.com and that you sign up. Make sure that you're signing up for the right class. Okay, and you need to join class. That's what you need to do. You need to join class. You log into Edpuzzle with your Google information, and then you're going to sign up you're going to join the class with a specific code. Okay, so we can do that quickly here. I'll move myself out of the way. If we go to edpuzzle.com, okay, now I have to log out of my account. But once I do that, you'll see that if you type in edpuzzle.com, you will get to the login screen. You're going to press login. You're going to say you're a student. You're going to sign in with the Google information. When you do that, it's going to ask for a class code. And you're going to type in the class code, and that will put you into the right class. Now, I just close tabs. You want to always start a new tab. I closed a tab, so I closed myself out of Canvas, but I'm getting back there relatively quickly. Myself out of the way. Okay. So when you looked at that Edpuzzle, page, and it says to enter the code, these are your codes. And you can pause this and jump to the code and then come back to the agenda. When you get to Edpuzzle, and are able to sign in because you've created the class. I'm going to log in under me. You do not do this. We do not do that. But you will see, nope, that's not what you want to see. You will see a video. If you go to your class, you'll see a video. We'll go to period 1, interesting facts about South Sudan. You will also see day 1 and day 2. And of course, if you had not signed up, you wouldn't be at this point, but I digress and we'll move forward from there, going back to the agenda. So you're going to watch the interesting facts video. You're going to watch that. It's a very short video. We did it live in class. You just do it on your own. You can work right through it, and it'll show that you have completed it. That is a wrap for the agenda for day 3, which was 9/14 on Monday. If we look back at the modules just for a second, there was one other thing that we did. We looked at a map. This was the map we looked at. There's also the same map on the Nearpod. And then using that map, we answered questions on a chart. I can't get a preview from here, so I'm going to just describe what the chart was. 2 sides of the chart. One side for things you notice about the map, one side for things that you wonder about. Very similar to what we did on Friday in Nearpod about the I wonder, I notice. And I also included an example on the chart. So if you click on that, you should be all set. I know some of the early documents this week, last week, there were issues. Everything's been fixed. If you see something on here that's duplicated, you're going to want to pick the one that works. Okay, and first period didn't really have any issues, but in parentheses it will say this one works, and that's the document you want to click on. So if there's two charts, you click on the one that says this one works. Okay, let's move right on to Tuesday. Tuesday's agenda. And again, I'm going to just play it this time. This video will be much shorter in the future. It's going to be longer today because it is 5 days. In the future, I will do one every single day. And if there's a need for a little bit of instruction, or if I need to show you the document and do a model, I will do that as well. But most of the stuff this week was pretty clear. But let's listen to the agenda for September 15th.
Agenda for Tuesday, September 15th. ELA agenda for Tuesday, September 15th. Attendance check. Go to modules and complete today's attendance check. If you didn't complete yesterday's or last week's attendance checks for ELA, go to week number 1 and then week number 2 and complete them now. Don't forget to do today's attendance check. Go Guardian. I am using Go Guardian to monitor all my classes, Mr. M. Note I have fixed the problem with opening assignments. If you did an assignment but didn't see the text, example wrote a poem on the blank page, or wrote you I notice / I wonder on a blank page, I have printed those out, so don't stress if you don't see it. I will grade those assignments, or you can complete the new ones, and I will give you bonus points for your first attempt. Learning target for today, I will do my best on the 7th grade ELA pre-assessment. All 7th graders are taking this today. 1. Pre-assessment number 1. All of the 7th grade will be taking this today. 1. Go to Canvas module and click on pre-assessment number 1. 1. Read passage carefully. 2. Answer the question in a complete paragraph. 3. After you are finished, submit your pre-assessment. 4. After you submit, work on read theory. 1. Read theory. I sent you your username and password through Canvas. Use the link or go to www.readtheory.org and log in using username and password I gave you and not your Google username and password. Do not sign up because you are already signed up. I did it for you. 1. Work on read theory if you finish the pre-assessment early. 2. Work on read theory tomorrow if you have finished the pre-assessment. 3. Work on read theory Thursday after you take your STAR test. During 4th/5th periods, we are going to all take the STAR test during this time and stay in our 4th period for an hour. The rest of the day will be as normal.
Okay, that was the agenda for Tuesday. Tuesday, many of your classmates spent the entire period working on the pre-assessment. Some of your classmates were able to get to read theory. So if you look at Tuesday, September 15th, after the agenda, after the attendance check, the class participation check, there was the pre-assessment. So when you click on that, what you're going to get is you're going to get a passage you need to read it a couple of times, then you're going to have a single question, and I want you to answer that question in a complete, your answer needs to be a complete paragraph. When you're done with that, submit that. In addition to the pre-assessment, we started to log on to read theory. I sent you your user name for read theory. You are not going to be having to worry about signing up for anything. All you're doing is logging in because I've created everything. So use that username to log in along with the password for everyone, capital Y Yoda 2020, and take the pretest. Wednesday was our no online class, but we still had an agenda. You were still supposed to check in and take the class participation survey, formerly known as the attendance check. The Wednesday's agenda, again, normally it's not going to be this lengthy of a video, but I want to get through the whole week and read the agenda through the immersive reader. Very, very, very handy. Anytime, if we go back to the modules, anytime that you don't see a pencil, don't see a rocket ship, That means it's a page, and any page you can listen to, which makes things much easier for you because you can be taking notes while you listen on these things.
Agenda for Wednesday, September 16th. Not meeting as a class today. Agenda for Wednesday, September 16th. Not meeting as a class today. Attendance check. Go to modules and complete today's attendance check. If you didn't complete yesterday's, please do that. And also make sure last week's attendance check for week number 1 are all completed. If not, complete them now. Today's learning target. I will make the most of my Wednesday by making sure my pre-assessment from yesterday is complete. Make sure I can log into Read Theory and take the pretest. And finally, make sure that I completed all assignments from week number 1 and am working on assignments from week number 2. 1. Finish or take pre-assessment number 1. This can be found in week number 2 of the modules. Currently is the last item there. Ignore number 1 and move on to number 2 if you have already submitted pre-assessment. 1. Please read the passage carefully, twice is best. 2. Answer the question in a complete sentence. 3. Submit your pre-assessment. 2. Read Theory. 1. Make sure you can log into Read Theory. 1. Go to https://readtheory.org/off/login and log in, not with your Google account. 2. I sent you, through Canvas. Check your inbox, your username. Your username is everything to the right of the dash. 3. Everyone's password is Yoda 2020. 4. If you have problems logging in, message me, and I will help. 5. Take the pretest. 6. Continue by taking more quizzes. Our goal is at least 2 quizzes a week, but more is better. 3. Make sure all work from week number 1 is done. Remember it is due today, and continue working on work from this week. 4. Ed puzzle. 1. Watch class video, if needed, and complete the video on South Sudan, if you haven't already.
And
5.
this video
I will
will
see
be
you
posted
online
to
Thursday
Edpuzzle as
during
well.
your ELA class and
where you're
possible
watching it.
AIS class as well. Have a great Wednesday. Mr. M. If you have any questions or need help on anything, email me at armoraglia@cssd.org or contact me through Canvas. I will be at the middle school working from 7:47 to 3 o'clock today and every weekday that we are in session.
Okay, that was Wednesday, and if you look at Wednesday, there is nothing else on the module that you had to do, which brings us to Thursday. Now, Thursday, I'm not going to play the agenda. The Thursday agenda for periods 1 and 6 was different than the agenda for fourth period. Fourth period's agenda was to take the STAR test. Hopefully you did that. If you did not do that, I will be reminding you next week to do that. And you'll possibly be using your Wednesday workday to do the STAR test. The other classes who had ELA on a day, 1st and 6th, you can see there that we did an I am poem. You don't have to worry about that I am poem. And we also logged on to vocabulary. You don't have to worry about that if you were not a part of periods 1 and 6. If you were a part of periods 1 and 6, by all means, go to the module, click on the agenda, listen to the agenda, and then use this document right here to write your poem. When you click on it, follow the directions. What you're going to do is each line of the poem you're going to keep like I am, and everything in parentheses you're going to add whatever it tells you to do. Step by step, you can do that. Brings us to Friday, September 18th. Today, it's Friday. Let's quickly listen to the agenda for the day, and then I'll talk a little bit about Nearpod and wrap this up.
Agenda for Friday, September 18th. Agenda for Friday, September 18th. Make sure you take a moment and complete today's class participation for September 18th, 2020, online or on your own, formerly known as attendance check. Check school tool for class grade. Canvas will tell you grades of individual assignments, but your class average may be lower if you haven't/don't turn in one of the assignments. The grade in school tool is correct, for that moment, because I have entered grades, and if you haven't done an assignment by the due date, a 0 is added, and this grade is the one you will get on the report card. You can turn in assignments late. We will talk about how to notify me / if it is necessary in the near future. I will talk more about this and clarify things as we move forward. As of today, there are no grades in School Tool, and the only graded assignments / other than getting points for attendance checks are the Road Not Taken quiz and the Ode to Summer poem. These two items will be placed in School Tool along with attendance checks in the near future.
Okay, the clarification there, the Ode to Summer poem and the Road Not Taken quiz, those were items from week 1, so they were due by this Wednesday, so you should already have handed those in. That's why they're going into School Tool, and you'll be needing to check School Tool to see your grades and what you've done. Finalize things. You can always check status of your assignment on Canvas. For this upcoming week by Wednesday, you will have to have the chart completed. You'll have to have the chart completed and your participation surveys as well. Now for the learning target from today.
Future. Today's learning target, I will learn more about the country of South Sudan, preparing me to start a long walk to water by Linda Sue Parks next week. I will accomplish this task today by participating in a live participation presentation in Nearpod. Note if I missed class, I will use this code CAHO for a student-paced version of this Nearpod. 1. Sudanese Conflict Nearpod. Go to nearpod.com. In the red box that says Students Join LS, enter code. Mr. M will enter code in class chat and put on the presentation screen. Participate in Nearpod and learn. When I show videos, you will watch them in big blue button, presentation screen. Be ready to flip back and forth from Nearpod to big blue button when your Nearpod screen is paused. Do not close out either. 2. Looking back and moving forward. First 7 days of school. Next week.
Some important things there. If you missed today's class Friday, probably the best thing to do would be to go to nearpod.com, type in CQAHO, and complete the student-paced version. Okay. That way, when we have class on Monday and we finish up the Nearpod, you'll be ahead of the game. Sometimes there's technical issues the first time you use it. None of that will matter because you've already gone through the thing. And it'll be another practice run running in the first practice run running Nearpod live. So the code again that you use to join the student-paced version is CQAHO. When you come to class on Monday and I have you join the live version, there is a different code, and I will put that up on the screen. That code is different for each class. The student-paced version is the same for all of the classes. If at some point you go to use one of those student-paced codes and it doesn't work, it is because they only stay up there for a certain number of days. If that happens, it's like 14 days from now, then I will put another one up there. I will replace it with the same exact lesson, but just it will have a different code. Looking back and moving forward, first 7 days of school were filled with some frustration. It was like a roller coaster, peaks and valleys, but we got through there. Today, Friday, first period, we lost power at the middle school, so we were down for a few minutes, and it took a few more minutes for the internet to come back on. But we're going to get this technology behind us, and things are going to run smoothly. We're going to figure out what works and what doesn't work. And in a couple of weeks, we're going to be pros at this. Okay. Next week, we're going to wrap up the Nearpod on Sudan, and we're going to start A Long Walk to Water by Linda Sue Parks. If you haven't taken your STAR test, I will be reminding you next week to do that. It's important data for us to have as we move forward in this year. That is a wrap on this week in ELA. I apologize for it being so long, but with a pre-assessment on Tuesday and a STAR test on Thursday, it didn't make sense to make a video every single day, but I will be doing that from now on. And you can see those on Edpuzzle, and I will have a link, already have a link on the homepage, but I will have a reminder on the homepage that if you are out, checking out these videos on Edpuzzle is the first step to getting all caught up. And with that, have a great weekend. And as always, wrong side, go Bills, go Bills, go Bills. We are 1-0. We play the Miami Dolphins this weekend. Squish the fish. And I will be seeing and talking to all of you next week. Have a great weekend.